Some people are not average thinkers, but not because they want to stand out. Not average does not mean better. It means their mind refuses to stop at the first layer. In a room where everyone accepts the obvious answer, they are already noticing the question underneath it. They are not trying to be difficult. They are not trying to look rare. Their mind simply keeps asking, what else is happening here? And that question can make life feel both clearer and lonelier. Because once the mind learns to look beneath the surface, ordinary answers stop feeling complete. A simple conversation becomes a doorway. A small reaction becomes a pattern. A casual sentence leaves an emotional trace. And before they can explain what they noticed, they are already deeper than the room wanted to go. This is not superiority. It is depth with a cost. The kind of mind people call different before they understand what it is carrying. In psychology, this can be understood as cognitive depth. It is the habit of processing experience through questions, patterns, meaning, and emotional context, instead of stopping at the most obvious explanation. For deep thinkers, this is not something they turn on to impress people. It is simply how their mind moves. The first sign is that they question the answer before accepting it. Most people hear an answer and feel relief. A deep thinker hears an answer and immediately wants to know what it leaves out. Who benefits from this answer? What assumption is hiding inside it? What part of the truth got simplified so everyone could move on faster? This can make them look skeptical, but often they are not rejecting the answer. They are trying to understand the shape of it. They know the first answer is not always wrong. It is just rarely the whole thing. The second sign is quieter. They notice what people avoid saying. They can hear the sentence someone says and also feel the sentence that almost came out. They notice the pause, the change in tone, the quick smile that covers something heavier. The way a group suddenly changes topics right when the real issue gets close. This does not mean they are paranoid. It means their attention picks up emotional residue. They notice the room underneath the room, and sometimes that makes them tired because not everything they notice can be said out loud. The third sign is that surface-level rooms drain them quickly. They may laugh, participate, and look completely fine. But inside, something begins to step back. Not because the people are bad, not because the conversation is worthless, but because their mind is looking for depth, and the room keeps offering motion instead. More talk, more noise, more switching topics, more performance, less truth. A deep thinker can enjoy people and still feel lonely in the middle of them. That is the strange part. They are not alone because nobody is around. They are alone because nothing real is being reached. Another sign is that they protect their attention like oxygen. They are not always antisocial. They are selective. They know that what enters their mind does not leave quickly. A careless comment can stay for days. A shallow argument can echo longer than it should. A noisy environment can make their thoughts feel crowded. So they become careful about what they consume, who they listen to, and where they spend their energy. Other people may call this being distant, but for them, it is maintenance. Attention is not just time. It is the doorway into their inner world, and they cannot keep handing that doorway to everything. The fifth sign is that they turn pain into pattern recognition. When something hurts, they do not only feel it, they study it. They ask why it happened, what it revealed, what it repeats, and what it connects to. They can be hurt by one sentence, then spend the whole night understanding why it landed so deeply. This can make them seem calm from the outside, even when a lot is moving inside. They are not avoiding emotion. They are trying to understand it before it becomes chaos. But this comes with a hidden cost. Sometimes they analyze pain so quickly that they do not give themselves time to simply be hurt. They turn the wound into a lesson before the body has finished feeling it. And that can become lonely too, because other people may see wisdom, while the deep thinker still feels the ache underneath it. The sixth sign is that they feel deeply but express carefully. They may not perform their emotions loudly. They may not explain everything they feel. They may pause before speaking, not because they feel nothing, but because they feel too many things at once and do not want to spill them carelessly. This is why they are often misread. People assume calm means empty, quiet means cold, distance means arrogance. But sometimes the quiet person is doing the most emotional work. They are choosing the words, holding back the reaction, trying to make the feeling honest without making it too heavy for the room. The seventh sign is that they think in years while other people react in moments. They do not only ask, "What do I want right now?" They ask, "What will this become? What pattern does this create? What kind of person does this choice train me to be?" This makes them less impressed by quick pleasure and more sensitive to long-term meaning. They may seem slow to decide, but they are not slow. They are looking further. They know some choices feel good for 1 hour and cost peace for years. That kind of thinking can protect them, but it can also make them feel out of sync in a world that rewards instant reaction. The eighth sign is that they eventually stop apologizing for needing depth. Not loudly, not dramatically. They just get tired of shrinking their mind so other people can understand them faster. They stop pretending shallow connection is enough. They stop calling themselves too intense just because they want honesty. They stop chasing rooms where they have to become smaller to stay. This is the turning point. A deep thinker does not need to prove they are different. They need to stop treating that difference like a defect. Because the goal is not to stand above people, and it is not to be impossible to reach. The goal is to find places where depth is not punished, where a real question is welcome, where silence is not mistaken for coldness, where someone can meet the thought without asking the thinker to flatten it first. Maybe not everyone will understand that kind of mind. Maybe most rooms will still prefer the surface. Maybe some people will always move too quickly past the things that matter. But that does not mean the deep thinker is wrong. It means the fit is wrong. A mind that looks deeper will not feel at home everywhere. But when it finally finds one honest conversation, one person who hears the layer underneath, one room where nothing has to be performed, the whole body knows. The scanning stops. The translating stops. The old feeling of being too much starts to loosen. And for once, they do not have to think differently alone. They can simply think deeply and still belong.